Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of
Candied
Conversation.
Conversation.
I'm your co-host Jasmine.
And I am, as you can see,
Yes, as you can see.
I am Justin.
Yes, hey. So for those who are viewing on video, welcome to the video experience of Candied Conversation. We're super excited. This is literally just a trial run, so we're trying to figure out all the things. So if this isn't perfect, it's gonna get perfect. It's not
Well,
there yet.
you know, perfect is a stretch.
What?
That's
No, perfect is something to aim for. Perfection? You don't think so?
Yes,
But
but it's still a stretch.
it is a stretch.
Yeah.
But like we were saying earlier, we were talking earlier just about some other things and how it's so easy to just keep putting things off and say, "Oh, I'll do it when I get this or when X, Y, and Z is finished." And I was chatting with a friend. We do this thing where we try to give each other like motivational quotes and stuff like that. And the quote was something along the lines of, um, dang, I said it earlier. It was, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. So here we are. We're starting. May not be great yet, but it's going to get great. So just stay tuned, keep rocking with us, and yeah. So let's hop into WTFM.
WTFM.
Okay, so I'll start. This has actually happened before, which is why it's my WTF moment because it's like I already messed up once. Why am I messing up again?
We're human.
Yeah, we are. So basically I think it was yesterday. I had to run a quick errand before I did like the daycare pickup. And so I did that, went out, did what I had to do. No, 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 no. Just as I thought, I'm changing it. That's not even the moment.
What's the
The
moment?
moment was Staples.
Oh, okay.
Okay, y'all. So we have a printer at home. However, it is not a color printer. So occasionally I would like to print in color. And normally I go to Staples to do this, to achieve the color printation. So I go and I know how to do it, work all the machines. I'm pretty tech savvy, I think, a little bit. And so I'm
A
usually
little bit.
I'm usually like in and out, put my flash drive in, hit the print button, swipe the card, the whole shebang. However, I needed my stuff to be printed on cardstock this time. So I brought the cardstock with me so that they didn't charge me for the paper and all that. I was going to slip it in the printer, print, whatever. I get there and I'm looking and I don't see any of the trays. And so I'm like, I asked the lady, I'm like, hey, can I put my own paper in this thing? And she's like, no, we actually disabled that option. We don't do that anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, you're going to have to ask this other lady to do it, but we're not going to be able to print it today. And I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, it's not going to be ready today. You'll probably have to do like a pickup for tomorrow because it's going to take 24 hours and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I mean, we might be able to do a 1 hour pickup. And I'm just like, seriously, y'all, I wanted to print one. At the last minute, I changed it to 2 pages, but it was just a copy of the first page. I wanted to print one piece of paper, and they made me wait 24 hours to print one piece of paper. This is what blew me. She took my flash drive while she was setting up my order. She took my flash drive, stuck it in the computer to save my file so that she didn't keep the flash drive. So she had to hit the save button. And if anybody knows anything about the file drop down menu, when you hit save, if you just go 2 inches down, it's the print button. So I feel like she could have printed my stuff right then and there, but I had to wait 24 hours to get 2 pieces of paper. And that is my WTF moment.
That's actually very funny.
Oh, and it costs less than like $1.50 too. So it's not. It was the simplest thing in the whole wide world.
Yeah, I should have asked the lady when I went to pick it up. Why
Like,
is that?
yeah,
It's probably because of the pandemic.
Shut
And
up. Shut up.
I don't have a WTF moment. I'm sorry.
You don't have a WTF moment.
Oh shoot. Yeah. No, my week was not bad, or despite if it's bad or good. I know the WTFMs are just a general thing, and I don't have anything that just stopped me in my tracks for me to say, "Wow, that was a WTFM." I don't have that today, so
Yeah.
I apologize to the public. I know that is not interesting at all, but next week I will make sure something weird happens.
What? Okay. I don't know if you can see my doo-doo braid on the camera.
Whoa.
It's a doo-doo braid.
What is
So
a
like
doo-doo
so
braid?
it looks good from like, the part where the ponytail starts, but it's not, it's only my hair. So it's
So
not.
is this a hairstyle podcast now?
No, I'm
Oh,
just saying.
I'm just saying.
So it's not fake hair, so it's not super long.
So you're
So at the end, if anybody knows, at the end of the braid, where you end it, it curls up. Like it doesn't go straight down. It like will curl either outwards or inwards. So I mean, and I just pulled it out, so that was stupid, right?
So why are we talking about this?
Because I just hope that you can't see it. And I'm apologizing if y'all see my
Are we
doo-doo.
cutting this? Oh
If
no.
y'all see my doo-doo braid sticking out, sorry. But yeah. Anyway, let's let's move into O Taste and
The thing is, now people are just gonna look for it. But whatever.
I know that's why it's like, oh, don't look at my this. Oh, I hate my this, and then everybody's gonna look at it.
Well, you just did that.
I know everybody does.
So
it.
you wanted someone to look at it.
No, I didn't. But I don't care that much. I mean, it happens. I'm still cute. Anyway, O Taste and See. All right. So for today's O Taste and See, we have white chocolate key lime pie M&Ms. So for those who can see on video, nice green.
Interesting. Why is there so many white chocolate flavors in this world? Man?
Because you can't put lime with like milk or dark chocolate. It's all about the pairing. So if you want any type of fruity flavor on chocolate, it's most likely going to have to be white chocolate.
Okay.
So forget I said white chocolate. Let's just pretend that they're just.
I do like key lime pie.
I know, that's why I got them. I got them.
Give it up.
I got them especially for you because I don't like key lime pie. So these are another candy that I don't.
Guys, I crushed.
I don't think I'm gonna enjoy. Oh, you finished the whole bag?
Not the whole bag.
Oh,
it's probably gonna be gone in the next 2 weeks.
All right. So it looks like we have different. Yeah, you can take some from here. We have different shades of green. So like mint green, white, dark green.
All right.
Pretty sure they all taste the same. They smell horrible.
This is very good. Wow.
I mean,
they actually really got this flavor down pat.
They did. It's not too limey though. That's the thing I hate about key lime pie. Is that it makes you do this.
I think you've had some bad pie.
I don't know. I haven't tasted it in years. My mother liked key lime pie, and I never understood it. She like, ooh,
it's very good.
Ooh, key lime pie.
I like the Cheesecake Factory has a version of a key lime pie cheesecake. It's very good. Okay, rating.
Yes.
I'll give it a 7.5. The reason I did not match it with the
9 of
the Kit Kat is it is a little bit too sweet.
What?
For me. It tastes very good. It's just that once again, if you put this on my desk, would I eat all of it?
Oh my gosh.
And I will not because of the sweetness. So What about you?
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay. That is better than you gave
2,
something a 2 last week. Oh my goodness.
So I'm not a key lime pie person, as I already said. And it kind of tastes like it. The only reason it got 3 more points is because it's not super limey,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not something that it's not something I'm like, "Ooh, this is so delicious, like, I want more." Mm, is the aftertaste bad? No, but am I going back for more? I don't think so either. Like, if it's just sitting there, maybe I might get tempted because I have, like, a natural sweet tooth,
Yeah.
but that's the only reason why. So, yeah, 5.
5. All right. Well,
Yeah,
that's that.
that is that. And now that we got our candy, let's hop into some conversation. Let me talk to you for a second. All right, so guys, today's a special episode.
What is so special about this episode?
Well, so today we are going to, I guess, are we going to dedicate it?
You can say that.
You can say it.
You can say it. I'm joking. This episode is going to be dedicated to our daughter.
Hi.
She is, well, technically a year old. However, she is a leap year baby, born on
Yes.
February 29th.
Yes.
So she's really going to be one, you know, on the next leap year. So this is just her fake one.
Oh my gosh. No, yeah. So we're finishing up our first year as parents.
New parents.
Yes, and it has been. How has it been?
It's been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the journey is not over as yet.
Yeah.
And it probably will never be over. Because I still depend on my parents for certain stuff. And I'm almost 30. So it's been a journey so far. It's been a fun journey just, seeing her growth in just 1 year, which is like insane. Granted, let's just compare the growth from nothing to her coming out of the womb.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous, like, so all that growth that she did in your stomach, and then she just keeps doing it when she gets out. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's God and creation in and of itself. So
Yeah.
I am grateful that we had this opportunity to have a child and to love something beyond what I understood prior. So what about you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. Just kind of, I don't want piggybacking off of what you were saying. I think it's kind of crazy, like just the whole creation process, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. How like there's nothing, and then all of a sudden, I mean, we're all adults. We know how.
Oh no, please! I really don't know how this happened.
No. I'm just talking about like just the whole like fertilization and like how the window is so small that you have to actually conceive, and it's just like so many stars have to be aligned in order for this to happen.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of crazy just to think that even though we're new parents and we're coming up on her first birthday, we've actually kind of been walking through this parenthood journey now for almost 2 years, because it's like about 2 years ago is like when we found out, oh, we're having a baby, and then you have to wait the 9 months, and then here we are. So even though this is also new, we've kind of been in this thing for a little bit longer than just her being.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So it's just crazy, and it's like 2 years has passed so quickly, and then even just of her being here, I feel like this first year has just flown by.
Yeah.
And so many things have happened, but it's like it's weird because I still remember like specific days and specific moments.
Which is very interesting.
It is interesting.
I don't remember nothing past yesterday.
I mean, but for those who don't know, like I stayed home with her for 7 months, the first 7 months of her life. I was here at home with her. It was just me and her every single day in the house because, it was 2020. So I guess that might be a part of the reason why. It's just because that's literally all I was doing was being somebody's mother.
Mhm.
But to answer the question, it's been a good year. Of course, it's been a different year.
Mm.
Um, just adjusting to a new life, and I'll just only isolate it to just becoming a new parent, even though for all of us, so many other things were going on in life. But um, on top of all those things, just being a new parent was different, and it definitely took some adjusting. I There were many things that it's like I read about and I was kinda, in a sense, prepared for, not fully, but just, from doing a little bit of research, and there's so many resources for being a parent in this time, so I'm very thankful for that, but then there were other things that I just wasn't expecting, of course, because we can't be fully prepared for everything. So I don't know. It was a lot, but it wasn't a bad a lot.
All right, so tell me now. Give
Yes.
me two things that is like the things that you most enjoyed last year, and then two things that you struggled with. And it doesn't have to be two; it could be one of the
Um,
majors.
so for me, with the baby, I wanna say that a large struggle was, um, sleeping, or, like, just trying to figure out her and sleeping. Like I said, there are a lot of resources for being a parent, nowadays, but with that being said, I think that I kind of had this idea that, I was just trying to be very by the book, and so I was reading all these things and, "Okay, you do this, this, and then this'll work, or this is how they should act," and, it wasn't always working out that way, and so I think that was causing frustration for me a little bit. And I'll even say, like, I don't think for the first few months I even read about any of that stuff, so definitely I know the first few months were, like, struggle bus. And then I started doing a little bit more reading, and, some of the stuff worked, but then some of it didn't, and so I guess I just had to realize that each child is different. They're gonna react different to different things, and everything's not gonna work for every baby.
Yeah.
And then the second challenge, I think that's the word you used, was just grasping the fact that babies change so quickly, so many times in 1 year. Like, month 1 versus month 2 versus month 3, like, it's so different, and literally, there would be days where it's like, we did something yesterday, and then today it's not working, and I couldn't understand, like, "We just did this yesterday, like, I don't understand, blah, 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 blah," and yeah, like, I was not ready for how many times she was gonna change,
Yeah.
whether it be sleep related, because babies, like, as they get older, they can handle being awake
Yeah.
longer, or they sleep more, they start sleeping less, and so just trying to track all that stuff is a lot.
Yeah.
Um and then just as they start hitting their milestones and being able to be more active and do different things, it's like you're used to living your life one way, even with the baby, but now they can move and crawl. And now you used to be able to sit at the computer and type a paper while the baby just sat on your lap. But
Mhm.
now the junk is like touching everything
Mhm.
and all that. So
So what about the stuff you enjoy?
um I I guess I just enjoy, like, I don't know, like, specifically, I don't know.
Yeah, I know you
Um,
start crying about the stuff you enjoy, so
shut
hopefully you don't.
up. Oh, one thing I also didn't, it's not really baby related, but just, like, as a result of giving birth. It's just the hormones were off the freaking wall. um, I don't know. I enjoy just like, spending time with her, playing with her, teaching her things.
Hmm. You taught her
Seeing
sign language?
Yeah, seeing her just advance and progress. Because to be quite honest, like those first few months, I was like, all right, it says that at 4 months she should be rolling over. She's not rolling over. Um, it says that she should be like hitting the toy. She's not hitting the toy. So I was just like, well, maybe I wasn't thinking that it was anything wrong, but I was just like, dang, I wonder when she's gonna do stuff.
Hmm.
And as soon as she
And
started
then
doing stuff,
boom, out of nowhere.
y'all, it was crazy.
Did you say all yours?
Yeah.
Things I enjoy. I'll start with that. I really enjoy seeing her smile. She smiles a lot,
And it's
and
very large.
it's very large, and it warms my heart immediately. Like if I'm mad and I see that baby smile, it's like, okay, there's nothing to be mad at anymore. Doesn't matter what it is. It's like, okay, yeah, Charlotte just made it better. Um, Second thing, I am very grateful just for how she has been progressing from day one till now. Um, one of the things about me is I'm a let the baby have fun type of guy and stuff. So it's like she wants to touch everything, so I let her safely touch stuff.
Mhm.
Not knives and all that crazy stuff, but like if one of my pieces of gear was out, I'll let her touch all that stuff and explore. And her fascination with magnets right now is beyond me. We actually have cabinet in the kitchen that we don't want her to open just because it has like cleaning supplies and all that stuff. And we put a magnetic lock on it, and then when you rub or just swipe a magnet in front of the handle, it opens the lock, and then we can get access to the cabinet. Well, she sees us doing that, and literally this baby's taking that magnet and just going in front of each cabinet trying to open it with the magnet. I'm like, yo, this baby's so smart. So I love that about her, and I just think it's wonderful just watching her grow every day. Especially, the daycare is teaching her some cool stuff,
Mhm.
and for her to understand just different things that they're teaching. So that's pretty cool. Challenges is just me figuring out how to support both of you, like, because without getting in the way, of course, because
Mhm.
you have a lot of
Always.
stuff going on when it comes
Mhm.
on to her feeding schedule and all of that. And I just want to figure out how I had challenges figuring out how I could play the role of being a support.
Mhm.
My next challenge is, I guess, work life balance. Just trying to figure out how to have family time and be able to accomplish my tasks and goals and stuff that I set for myself. Because I have my own business, so I have like clients in the evening, and then I have my day job in the morning.
Mhm.
So, but then it's like, okay, I need to also make time for both of you, just to help and figure it out. And I think we came to a reasonable schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So along those lines, is there anything that like frustrates you?
Yeah. When you get frustrated, I get frustrated. That is just the name of the game, I guess.
Yeah. Well, why do I get frustrated?
Because your expectations are not met.
I wasn't asking you
Oh,
though.
that was
It was like a
out
a
in the
call
open.
and response for only
Ah,
me.
man, we're getting.
So the sleep thing again was one of those things that I was getting frustrated at, just trying to figure it out. And I'll note here, like neither one of us said the challenge was like sleep deprivation for us. Um, honestly,
I sleep good.
no, you slept too good. Like, too good. I see this meme from time to time because I follow like mom pages and like breastfeeding pages and stuff. And it's like, I feed the baby because, or I go and feed the baby because my husband can't, and he sleeps because I can't. So, like, y'all, there used to be times where I would be up in the middle of the night. I would come back in the room and just look over at him sleep and just get mad. Like, just want to hit him with a pillow or something to wake him up. Like,
Boy.
but anyway, the sleep thing was a little bit frustrating trying to figure that out. What's currently frustrating is just eating and feeding. I don't really like messes, and she's a baby, so of course she makes messes. So I'm trying to work on myself and trying to just be more like more open and more just, chill about it.
Mm.
Because she likes to literally squish certain things in her hands and she's trying to feel
She's
texture. She
exploring,
is, but
man. She's
like,
learning what is like the
I
texture and
get it.
how
But then there's
she's trying to get
sometimes
the squish factor.
she is, but then there's
She's an
sometimes
engineer.
where she just like throws stuff off the
Oh,
thing,
I
off the
love
thing.
those times.
There are other times where it's like, again, you ate this yesterday and now today you're acting funny about it. So
I mean,
it's just babies are just so moody.
I wouldn't say moody.
I know.
They know what they
I
want,
know.
but we cannot know
Yeah,
what they
and
want.
that's something else that's currently frustrating me is that she knows what she wants.
Yes.
And now she is starting to like
Oh my gosh, she's
tell
trying to
us.
try. Yeah, she and pointing and all
She's
that. That's
pointing, and if it's
crazy.
something that she doesn't want us to do, then it's like this is just like whining because it's not even really crying. It's like whining, and that's another thing that I've always hated
Oh
was
my gosh,
whining.
Jazz.
So now that we're like going into toddler stages, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So y'all pray for me, please. But no, I mean I'm just trying to be real and honest. Like,
Real.
yes,
And I'm trying to be
we
real with
love
you
we
until you get
we
over it.
love our churns, we love the babies, but everything's not butterflies and sprinkles. Like there
It
sometimes
can be if you just understand that they're going to whine and then just accept it.
I
I
guess.
have accepted it. Now I must say there was I think you had to go do something on Thursday and I was home with Shiloh. And in the evening time she gets tired and
Yeah.
wants to go to bed. But yo, when I mean this girl was like doing
Mhm.
them, she was whining the whole time. I was like, "Whoa, this is actually a lot, Shiloh.
Yeah, like you have
Let's
to
go to
catch
bed."
her. You have to catch her at that right moment because you can't like go 5 minutes past or it's just over.
Yeah. So that was I saw what you were saying, but once again, it was something in my head where I was like, okay, I am getting a little bit frustrated, but I know it's a baby. I know she just wants to go to sleep, so let's hurry up.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Um. So, is there anything, or I won't say is there anything, but what scares you the most about like being a parent?
being a parent.
Just that. Like,
I don't know. I don't want to say I'm scared.
mhm.
I do want to say, just for transparency's sake, I constantly feel unprepared in the sense of there's still stuff that we're gonna have to research and figure out, especially once she goes to real like just bigger schools, and we have to make sure we teach her, like try to get her to be a well-rounded person, right? So there's just that type of stuff that I'm always thinking about and just preparing myself from now.
Mhm.
Um, just because of the sense of, oh, I feel like I'm not ready for the things that are gonna come up.
Mhm.
So I don't want to say scared. I face my challenges. I'm one of those people to just look at it and be like, you know what, I'm gonna tackle you
Mm.
challenge. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just the uncertainty of like when she's not with me,
Yeah.
what is happening? And
Oh,
not saying that I don't trust
you don't
anybody.
trust anybody.
I mean, it's kind of true. Um, but it's like we can only do what we can do if that makes sense. Like
Yes.
you've heard, the first school is home or, You have to put in or lay the foundation at home and
Yes.
blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I'm not worried that we won't do a good job at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just worried maybe like, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on when because especially now, it's like the technology and stuff is only going to get more advanced.
Yes.
And so it's like, even though when we were younger, my mother or whoever could put parental control on the TV
Yes.
and we just couldn't watch it.
Yes.
Like, it was no going to school and watching that show because, I mean,
Wi-Fi
there was no,
everywhere.
there wasn't Wi-Fi everywhere. Our phones had internet capability maybe like in high school, but it was
Yeah, it didn't
expensive.
really
So,
work.
people weren't using it. And so now it's like literally these children have things in the palm of their hands. So even if we do everything that we can at home, who's to say that like Susan, could just have something on her phone and be like, look at this.
Why Susan?
Because it's a girl name.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay,
so
so
there's that.
I have a solution.
What?
It is illegal.
Okay, no. The heck?
It's called a jammer.
Yeah, no.
Just put a cell phone jammer in her backpack.
So it's like little things like
You're
that.
not listening to my solution.
I'm not.
Okay, fine.
And like now that might still be applicable to when she gets older. It's just like it's not when she goes away. Like for instance, if she's at daycare, it's me. I don't worry 24/7. Like when she's gone, half the time I'm not concerned about her. I'm not that extreme, but it's like I do have the thought sometimes of like, oh, what if she's like in a fussy mood or a cranky mood? Like, is that person who she's in the care of, are they going to be able to handle her, or are they going to be able to like address her needs? Because nobody's going to know her like how I do.
I'm sure they understand it as well.
Yeah, so it's just me like being a slightly bit concerned about that part of it. Is like, is somebody else gonna just be able to like give her what she needs? So that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe it'll change. Maybe we should do this like every year or couple years and see like how our answers change. I don't know, but that's
I think you're gonna stay the same when it comes on to your expectations.
You don't know.
Of
You don't know. I mean, people
Jazz.
change. Next year's a new year. It could be
You
new year,
want
new
these
me.
things to happen a certain way, and I'm sure you'll make it happen. So
Yeah.
what else do we got?
Let's move on to something a little bit lighter. Do you have a favorite memory? Like anything that just like
When she started stacking blocks.
Oh, okay.
I was like mind blown.
Uh-huh.
And I know some people be like, Justin, it's just blocks.
Uh-huh.
No, but it's literally a baby who jumped out of her mama.
Jumped.
And didn't know how to crawl, didn't know how to make sounds other than crying, didn't know how to move many of the fingers or the toes or the feet, and just out of nowhere just starts coordinating her hands to stack the blocks, and then is excited about it once all of the blocks are stacked, and then knocks it down, and then does it all over again on her own.
Yeah.
The one when I saw her do that, I was like, yo, I was like, Jesus. So yeah, that was mine. What about you?
So I think that I have two things that kind of stick out for me.
And what are they?
I wouldn't say that they're like my favorite memories, but they're those milestone moments where I just distinctly remember being excited. Because like when she first started walking or even standing, I remember you being like super excited, and I was like, she can do it or whatever. But I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like but when she started crawling, I remember that day, and I was like, because I was just trying to get her to like come to me. And so I just remember being like super, super, super excited, like, come on. Da-da-da. I don't remember what the heck I was saying, but I was just like super like, ooh. I actually caught that on video, and I was like, whoa, I was super excited. And then the second one would be when she started signing back to us, which was very recently, the last 3 weeks or so. Because I've been trying to teach her sign language since she was like 5 months, around the time when she started doing solids,
Mm-hmm.
because most of the signs are surrounding surrounding food, so more, all done, things like that. So I remember the first day that she like signed back to me, and the reason it was so shocking is because I was like kind of starting out to give up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, I do this every single day, and she's just looking at me.
Every day.
But then one day she literally just got it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" But now she's just like, "I said, I said more."
And then the milk, she's just looking you in the
She's
face
like
and
this,
like,
and if I don't move fast enough, she's bitten me like a few times. Like, I mean, I
oh
know
yeah,
you saw me say milk.
Shiloh's a boss right now, man. That
Yeah.
if so, before, yes, I wear the pants in the house.
Again, yes.
Um, However, I have allowed my wife to take
Allowed,
liberty in
allowed.
controlling certain aspects of the household.
Yes.
Now, our daughter has taken full control of both of
Yeah,
us.
she's definitely a boss. And then I guess one of the things that is like has to be a memory is just like the day that she was born.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
do you remember?
I remember. Yeah, of course. It was a long. We were awake for a long time,
Yeah.
and I wasn't too happy about the duration, especially since what were those nurses called?
Nurses.
I thought they were like specific nurses, but whatever.
I mean, I guess they were they were
They were
the
the
ones who were,
delivery team. How
yeah,
about that? I don't
yeah.
know. But they were trying their best. Shiloh was like at what what do they say, crowning?
Sure. She wasn't quite there yet, but
Yeah, but
I was 10 centimeters, and like, so I just started pushing
yeah.
just because I was 10 centimeters, but I really wasn't feeling the urge to do it. So I don't know what station she was at, because usually they do it by stations. I don't know where she was, and
But I could see her head.
mhm.
Let's just say that. And then it was like, oh man, we need to call the doctor. I was like, okay, call the doctor. And they called the doctor. Doctor didn't come for a little bit of time. So the nurses were just trying on their own. And I'm like, so nurses, what's going on? What's taking so long? Like, she's right there. And they're telling Jasmine to push. We're holding Jasmine, all that stuff. And then the doctor finally comes in a while later, and the doctor just does something, and Shiloh pops right out.
Mm.
And I'm like, so you couldn't just come a little bit earlier so we didn't have to wait for
Yes.
another hour? Like, what the heck? But Shiloh was not breathing when she first came out.
Mhm.
And that was very scary. So like it was like a whole team of nurses now, like, or just a whole bunch of
Medical staff.
medical staff there just surrounding her. And essentially they don't spank babies anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't.
I literally went into the hospital
Wanting
with
to
the
see
idea
wanting to see
that they
somebody
were gonna
spank your
hold my baby by one foot and just spank her. I literally expected that whole thing, but it didn't happen. So apparently they were just tickling her, and so the cool thing is her eyes were open, and she was like literally like looking around, and it seemed as though she was aware, but she just wasn't breathing. So they
Mhm.
brought her over the table and they were tickling or just like rubbing her
Yeah,
to make
like
her
agitating
uncomfortable.
her. Yeah.
And then she started crying. So once I heard the cry, I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then I went back over to Jasmine to make sure she was okay because they were like yanking stuff out of Jasmine. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I made sure Jasmine was fine. And Jasmine was okay. So I went back to Shiloh to make sure Shiloh was good. And then they were like, they had to do some suction out of her stomach because due to the duration of her being in
It
the
wasn't even
stomach,
that, it was
what
because
happened?
there was meconium.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they were trying to pump that
Basically,
stuff out of her stomach.
she pooped inside of me
Oh, it was
before
gross.
she was born. So anytime that happens, I mean, ordinarily, as soon as you deliver, they would put the baby on you, but she wasn't crying, and then two, they knew beforehand that there was meconium. So they had to take her straight over to the table. I had to wait a little bit. But I do remember, like, she finally came out. I was like, "She's not crying."
Mm-hmm.
And you were just standing right there, and I was like, "Go over there. Like, it's okay. You can leave and, like,
Mm-hmm.
go to the table and go see what's going on." So yeah. I'm sorry. I think I cut you off from whatever you
I
were
don't know what I
saying.
was
Oh,
saying. So you're
okay.
good.
But yeah, no, I remember 3 hours of pushing, not even labor, 3 hours of pushing. Um, and I just remember, like, holding her for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but you saw her before I
I
did.
saw her before you
Yeah.
did. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was beautiful. And I was like, man, she did look a lot like me when she first came out. So it was
Yeah.
good.
When I first, like, when I finally was able to hold her, after they brought her and made sure everything was good and she was crying and all that good stuff, they came and I held her, but, like, when you're holding the baby and, like, laying on the bed, it's not like I was holding her up like this and I could see her, like, she was down here. So, like, I remember, like, having her and holding her, but I couldn't see her face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could just see the top of her head, and I was like, I mean, in my head, I was just like, "I can't really see her, like, whatever." And it's just this little fragile thing that you're holding, and so you're trying to be careful. I don't wanna just lift the joint up and be like, "Hey, girl."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think, I guess I, like, finally saw her face, and then I remember, like, shortly after, it was so weird but cool at the same time, like, the human bodies and just, like, instincts and just, like, nature of all of this is just so cool because I wanna say less than 5 minutes after, I held her, she just, like, starts, like, bobbing her head, and she was looking for, like, milk,
Mm-hmm.
and so I breastfed her for the first time on my right side. I remember the side that I first, I know that's kinda weird. Um, and yeah, it was a long day,
So you're
but
saying that we're robots?
I'm not saying we're I'm not saying we're
W-
programmed. I'm saying that's why I use the word instinct.
Ah,
Yes. No, we're
so
not.
this is a simulation.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
no.
joking. Okay.
But no. That's
That was a fun day.
yeah.
And
It
then
wasn't fun. It
huh?
wasn't fun.
We okay, fine. It
It
was
was a
not fun.
great day.
It was a great day, but when we were able to come home, that was even better.
It was because the nurses are annoying.
Well, there was only one nurse there, and I will not say her name because I
No,
remember it very distinctly.
being in the hospital, it's like they just interrupt you so many times.
No,
Like,
no,
I
no, no.
mean,
This one nurse
they're
interrupted
coming to
us so
check
many
in on
times.
you, but it's like, how am I supposed to sleep? I do remember leaving the hospital and just kind of thinking like, dang, they're really letting us go home with this jump. Like, do they know that we don't know what we're doing? Like,
I'm sure they were like, yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
but yeah, I think the last thing that is actually a question that we get a lot, and I guess it's just concerning her name. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, how did you decide on a name or
Yeah, how did you decide on
where
the
did
name?
huh?
How did you decide on the name?
Me?
Just so you guys know, I was like, I gave Jasmine a list of names, right?
What? No, you
And I
did
was like,
not.
please,
You're
please, please,
lying.
please, please, please. I gave you a lot of
You're
names.
lying.
And she was like, Justin, I don't want any of your names. I'm deciding
If
this
if
for the
your
first
list if
child.
your list was Bob and Bobette, then I don't think that
I
counts.
gave a list of names. Anyways, go ahead, continue.
So I actually had a list that I would be able to pull up right here as evidence right now. I had both boy and girl names. I mean, and I guess as a girl, at least I know one friend that does it. I don't know. But generally, like, we have, like, these ideas of, "Oh, I like this name, I like that name," whatever. So I've been keeping a list for actually, like, a few years, and every time I kinda just come across something, hear something, or read it, or see it somewhere, or however I may come upon a name, I would put it on my list. One of the most important things for me, though, was that, whatever I were to name my child, it would have to be something with meaning. Like, I didn't want to just be like, "Oh, this sounds cute," and then it just doesn't mean anything, or it means something like ridiculous.
Mm.
And I'm not going to give examples because I don't want to offend anybody whose name might be some of the things. But there were like names that I thought sounded great or were like cute or whatever. But then when I looked up what they meant, I was like, I just can't. So the meaning was really important to me. And then another just kind of factor was that I didn't want a super, super, super common name. Um and who's to say that Shiloh won't become popular in like the 2020s? I have no idea. But of course, it's not something completely original that I came up with or anything like that, but it has a sort of uniqueness to it. So, Shiloh means peace and tranquility. And so I believe that whatever you name your child,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of, I don't know, like, I think that there's a lot that just goes into a name. So for me, it's almost as if we are, like, naming her and being like, "Hey, like, you are the peace in a
Mm-hmm.
room. You are a peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wherever there is chaos, you will be able to settle it and, be the light of the room," or
Mm-hmm.
just like that balance that it might be needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I don't know. I just hope that and I don't want to use the term like live up to her name,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of just do. That is like something that I hope for, that she will like actually be able to do all those things that go along with her name. So,
Well, that's why we are
but
her parents, and we will
yeah.
try our best to give good
Yeah. I
guidance.
mean, so far she makes people smile. The smile is definitely contagious.
Yeah.
And yeah, she
Now she doesn't bring peace to our living room with all her toys.
not yet, but train
One
up a
day,
child in the way that
in the way they should go.
yes,
All right,
yes.
that's fine.
All right. That's it.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end here. Make sure that if you're not subscribed, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow us on our Instagram at Candied Conversation Pod. Rate and review the podcast. Share it with a friend. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.